Saluki football's back. Saluki Nation day one just wrapped up with Coach Hill. I think he's going to need a new shirt, by the way, as he goes throughout his day. Look, day one's far from anything of being perfect. You know, there's going to be some sloppiness, but just in generalities, how did day one go?
Yeah, no, we don't need to go play a game yet, that's for sure, but it was good getting back on the grass and the expectations. As far as the execution, I think that, the heat had something to do with it, which that's everybody in training camp right now. So we got to come back, and you got to play yourself into football shape too. We train all summer long, but there's something different of putting on the helmet and getting out here. So it'll be good to get in, just like I always say. I mean, it's a process now of getting in the film room, and those guys like quickly learning. And what we do after this, probably the general fan doesn't understand that, is probably just as equally as important as them coming back in and locking in and watching the tape with an attention to detail to learn from the tape. There's going to be things that we have to clean up. And then the challenge for the guys is then the installs just start to pick up, every day. There's new plays. And so those are the guys that can really separate themselves, and that's our job to find out who we can count on in the season.
It's far from being a new role for you, wearing the head coach hat as well as being the OC. What's most essential for you to make sure that you thrive in both of those positions as you start camp?
Yeah, I've done that. I've done it before, but maybe a little bit different than of having like a true coordinator in that. So it's a relying on the other guys. Much better job at delegating things and understanding that my number one job is the entire team and the message to the team and the team meetings and the coaching staff, and also being prepared. So, Ryan McVicker does a great job with the meetings and staying top on the scripts and all the things. And you got to have good people around you to make sure that you don't have any, everybody has blind spots to make sure. So it's all about being a great staff. And then, it's not hard, because you enjoy doing that, but you got to rely on people, let them do their jobs, and have high expectations for everybody to hold each other to a high standard.
From an offensive standpoint, again, I know DJ gets a lot of the attention, but as a group, what's most encouraging right now?
Yeah, I think that time will continue to tell. I think I told them that last night, just the expectations of the quarterback room. The quarterback, like myself, gets a lot of the praise when things are going well. They get a lot of the blame when it's not going well. And that's just, you got to be a quarterback, 24/7, 365 is just kind of the job title. But you are not a good quarterback unless you've got a good team around you. You could be the best player in the country and you got a bad team around you, you're not going to go very far. So this is the ultimate team game. And so I feel good about the pieces that we have, but some guys even out here flashing, Fabian and those guys, as we continue to get in a rhythm, it'll start to just take care of itself. The guys that show up, they're consistently doing it, or who we're going to be able to count on.
How much can you already see? Again, it's day one of the day, but you've had a lot of summertime as well and the winter. Can you sense that DJ took a lot from last year, even though he didn't play the full season? Can you already grasp, this dude's made a lot of strides, even though he didn't play a full season underneath?
Yeah, I think, this time last year, he had spring ball, but he's splitting reps and still learning, little things. And so that's anywhere you go. The more time you have in a system, I don't care if you're in basketball, Coach Nagy talks about that, year two in a system, understanding the environment and how we do things and everything. You just feel way more comfortable. And so DJ has that now and continues to push himself and hold himself accountable. There'll be things that he messes up. And so, it's night and day as far as the feeling of coming out here and feeling confident in what you're doing.
Defensively is where you have some new faces on the coaching staff and new faces on the field. But the level of expectation. Salukis have always been known to have really strong defenses. What you are excited to see that group grow with Coach Prawn leading the charge.
Yeah, no, I think Coach Prawn's done a great job. When you talk about attention to detail and great communicator with the staff and the expectations, Eric has done a great job coming in here, great football knowledge, and Darius has done a great job too. So, yeah, like you said, new coordinator plus new position coaches. Coach Mack has, been here and been through multiple coordinators, has a great football IQ and great ideas. So I feel good about the camaraderie of the staff on that side of the ball, and I think they have a great plan of what they want it to look like and what it's supposed to look like. And so they've done a great job all summer with the installs and then coming out here and executing on day one.